All right, Pythagoras, please help us come up with a good story. We have the rider and the snake. The clock tower and the cross. Okay, so it looks like, let's do some more. So far it looks like one of these riders are going to, the rider is going to head into the clock tower or the cross moment, the divinity, and the snake as well, clock tower or the cross moment. Since I have the graveyard gravestone right here, I'm going to guess the rider goes into his divinity and the snake goes into her tower moment. Okay. So we have the bear, the clouds, the money, the recognition, and the rider with the ring. So we have this rider again with the ring. So I believe this means a sealment, coming together, a completion of the rider with the cross into divinity and heading into this rose here. Excuse me, this ring. I mean, it means completion. It means a circle in this reading. It doesn't mean marriage. It means a completion there. And with this completion, they will get some sure success and money with that. He's heading right into that. Flourishing in heaven. The snake, as you can see, tower moment, clouds, and successful speculations. So a divorce as well. So this snake, as you can see, they flourish on earth, and the material world is where people like the snake flourish. In the heavenly world is where people like the rider flourish. So we have those two different duality right there. As you can see, it is a star. So with the star, that is where they're flourishing. People of heaven flourish in heaven for eternally. People that choose this short life to flourish on earth, that is all they have there. And everyone else who is riding along the horse and not upon a snake is given their flourishing in heaven. So let's see what else we can get here with these. We have the sickness in the house, the desire, the baby, the hope, and the money. So this rider, he's heading into this sickness, and he hopes with this house and this desire is to have a baby, and he hoped he would have babies and monies and a woman, you know, but instead he's ending up like this, in this sickness, in this home. He's sick and he's dying. In his whole life he had desired for a baby and hope and money and these riches, but what he doesn't realize is that's going to be in heaven there. That's going to be in heaven where he gets that, because he's obviously a good man riding into his divinity. And this clock tower with this snake, she's going to head into Seeing some trouble there with the clouds hanging over her. Always feels like there's a cloud hanging over her. So with this man, he seems to be dying. He seems to be in this house, and he has this desire to have a home and to have a baby and love, this hope, this love, and to have money. But he's not getting it because you can see he's heading into his gravestone. He's heading into the cross, into his divinity, his divine moment, where he figures out that he has an eternal flourishing in heaven to visit the enemy. So that's why we have these clouds around here in this tower moment. This woman's going to get a visit, and it's going to be an enemy, and it's going to be going to lead her to a divorce. Where she's hoping for this type of life right here, she's going to get a visit from an enemy. It could just be her own demons haunting her there, leading her to a tower moment, because she's looking upon this writer with a sly look there, wondering why, he doesn't have any of this. He doesn't. This is his desire, his hope to have this. He desires a baby. He hopes for money. And she's looking at him and seeing him going to this grave. What she doesn't know is that he's going to be heading into his divinity, and his flourishing is in the stars right there. He flourishes in heaven. And then this visit of this enemy, this could be the snake visiting him, just by looking at him, and wondering, this is the enemy of God right here. This is the enemy of divinity. This is a woman who carries a snake and is up to no good, up to tricks and betrayal and deception and seductiveness, hoping she can get her way. But she doesn't want this man. That's why she's turning away, because he doesn't have any of this. This is just a hope and a desire for him. And she knows that if he doesn't have this little ticket right here, and if all of his monies are in the stars, he has no monies on earth. So this is this woman right here. She's clearly not happy with him. So she's not choosing him. She's walking away right there. She's going to walk away from him and find someone that will give her all of that. And it's going to be in this tower moment where she realizes that she does not have divinity, and she does not have anything but clouds and enemies hanging around her, looming around her. Let's see here. Let's go for one of these. This is the flashback cards deck. I know it's for storytelling, but I do like them. Okay, so we have here quick wits, mistaken identity. So there she is again, looking upon him as if he is this, she quickly, with this wisdom here, thought she was going to get in, and she realized this man doesn't have anything to offer her in this life at this point. Tipping point from the shadows. So this tower moment for her is some kind of demon there, like before, like we found a demon there that's coming into the shadows, coming into tip her cup over, to tip it over and spill it out and remind her of her lack of divinity. And that is this enemy. This visit right here is this creature from the dark, this shadow creature, this enemy. So there are, so far I believe I've discovered 5. Let me see here. So we have the creatures of the dark. We have the phantom. We have the phantom. We have the shadow figure. We have the beast, and we have the predator-looking alien-type figure, and we have the doll. So those are all of the dark enemies that come to visit you in the night. And it looks like she's about to get this shadow figure to take her breath and lead her into this tipping point, to take her cup. That's what this visit is right here. That's that tower moment for her. She's going to receive a visit by an enemy. She's going to receive this tipping point, and this monster is going to come from the shadows and stalk her in the night. And it's going to reveal that this man that she thought was up to no good, she thought he was poor and he was just desiring too much and he had nothing to offer her. Well, that was a mistaken identity. You know, that's not who he is. He's not this fugitive riding from the law. He's riding onto his horse like a horseman into this divinity, and his stars, his money, all of this hope and desire and everything, it's in the stars. It's in heaven. That's where his flourishing will take place. So the story here is that the snake, the person on earth who desires so much and is deceptive about it and works her entire life to betray others, well, she flourishes on this earth in this material realm for this short life that she has. That's where she flourishes. But the rider who is standing tall and proud and has integrity and is loyal, who does not flourish on this earth but desires it and hopes for flourishing on this earth, his flourishing is eternally in heaven. So she flourishes for this short little life. She gave up eternity to flourish in this short little life. And he gave up this life, and all of these hopes and desires were taken from him so that he can flourish in heaven for eternity. So these are our two people right here. The person who flourishes on earth and the person who flourishes eternally in heaven, in the short life on earth, eternally in heaven. So that's our story here, that sometimes it is best to give up all of your riches on this earth. Well, I believe if you already have it, it's kind of too late. But if you haven't and it's always been your hope and desire, that hope and desire will be fulfilled in heaven. You will finally get it there. And this woman, she took her short life and she took her instant gratification and took it there on earth in the material realm for the shortest amount of time. So that is our story there. Eternal life he has, and short flourishing on earth she has. Okay, bye-bye.